Channel 11 News starts with severe weather Team 11 coverage.
Hi, everyone. Showers popping up on Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar right now. We will get a little break before we see some stronger storms later today with a chance for thunder. Thanks for joining us. I'm Peggy Finnegan. Let's get right to meteorologist Scott Harbaugh. He's tracking the rain and storms for us in Severe Weather Center 11.
Meteorological spring just began a few days ago on March 1st. We're already going to get into some thunderstorms this afternoon. They could be fairly widespread. Here's live Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar right now. Notice the break in the rain in Pittsburgh, and we got a little bit of a break back to the west as well, but already starting to pop some showers back into central Ohio. Now, no thunder or lightning with any of these just yet, but the dynamic's pretty good over our area to pop a couple thunderstorms this afternoon. Notice on Storm Tracker by 2 o'clock, one up north of Zelian-Opal, one into Mercer County by the time we get to about 4 this afternoon. Maybe one near Cranberry, another one down toward Morgantown, south of Uniontown by 5 p.m. Indiana County, Westmoreland County, Fayette County with a couple of those thunderstorms. Most of the area is under the risk for isolated severe storms. What that means is one or two of the storms that develop this afternoon could produce some wind gusts in excess of 58 miles per hour. So what we're going to go do is go back into the Weather Center, break down Storm Tracker for the rest of the day into tonight, and put together some updated graphics showing you what I think the biggest impacts are going to be throughout the day. I'll have that for you coming up in just a little more than 15 minutes.
Devastating storms hit Nashville. At least 19 people are dead so far. The death toll has been rising all morning after at least one tornado and strong storms tore through downtown Nashville and the middle part of Tennessee. Look at the damage in Mount Juliet. That's east of the city. Roofs ripped off, walls knocked down on dozens of homes and buildings. We're going to take another look at the hardest hit area in just a few moments. Now, though, to breaking news, UPMC is talking about how it plans to deal with the coronavirus at its hospitals. Now, there are no cases in our area, but as we told you yesterday, they are expecting cases. Channel 11's Christine D'Antonio joins us live at UPMC Montefiore. Christine?
Yeah, Peggy, that news conference just wrapped up, and it was UPMC joining the Allegheny County Health Department, kind of setting the stage about what will happen in the coming weeks when those expected cases of coronavirus are expected to come to our area. Now, today, they did address how the healthcare system is prepared for COVID-19 when we start to have those confirmed cases as expected. Health experts say that they are expecting those cases to emerge over the next several weeks. UPMC says it has not tested anyone for coronavirus. There were some healthcare workers who were returning travelers from affected areas. They were quarantined based on the CDC guidelines, but again, no one has been confirmed in the state or the region with the coronavirus. UPMC says it has handled infectious diseases before, like SARS and Ebola. UPMC doctors say that they started to prep for the coronavirus starting in January, and it says that it is working to develop its own testing capabilities to quickly identify cases.
We still have not had any cases in need of COVID-19 testing based on the collaborative expert decision-making that we've already had in process for weeks here. We are proactively trying to find cases. We're not waiting for them to become one in front of us and become obvious.
UPMC also says that it has a hotline for urgent inquiries. It is available 24/7. And also some tips here. Get a flu shot, we're told. Healthy people also do not need to wear face masks at this time. And if you do feel that you have spiked a fever or you're having any sort of respiratory distress, to be seen in the emergency room. But health experts are asking those who believe that they may have this infection to call ahead, either through your PCP or the emergency department itself. We're reporting live this afternoon. I'm Christine D'Antonio, Channel 11 News.
The Catholic Diocese of Pittsburgh announced changes to the Mass schedule because of the coronavirus. Bishop David Zubik has temporarily suspended communion wine during the Eucharist. The exchange of the sign of peace is also temporarily suspended during Mass. Holy water fonts will be cleaned and drained weekly, and those who are feeling sick are not obligated to go to Sunday Mass. They are, in fact, encouraged to stay at home. We have added coronavirus section to the homepage of WPXI.com, and there you can find everything you need to know about this virus. More breaking news on a fierce fire in Fayette County. You see flames took over the house on Furnace Road in Wharton Township. There were people inside at the time, but luckily no reports of any injuries. The man accused of kidnapping a local woman and then just leaving her to die in the Nevada desert will be heading back west to face federal charges in this case. John Chapman will be taken to Nevada in the custody of U.S. Marshals. That's where he will stand trial on all charges related to the kidnapping and death of Jamie Fedden. Prosecutors say he took Fedden to Nevada, tied her to a pole in the desert, and then watched her die. If convicted, Chapman faces life in prison. He could get the death penalty. Police say a Fayette County man told them he was doing Satan's work when he choked two people. State police say Terry Murphy admitted using crystal meth for days before he broke into his neighbor's home this past weekend. Murphy allegedly yelled he was chasing a demon dog into their home on behalf of Satan. He then attacked a woman and a teenager before running off. Well, it's Super Tuesday, the most important day of the Democratic primary season. The polls are open in more than a dozen states, and more than 1,300 delegates are up for grabs. Bernie Sanders could cement his path to the nomination, or Joe Biden could jump in front after getting some high-profile endorsements. And it is the first time Mike Bloomberg is on the ballots. NBC's Susan McGinnis has Decision 2020 coverage.
Democratic voters head to the polls in 14 states today, the most pivotal day on the primary calendar. In Arlington, Virginia, voters lined up early to cast their ballots at Key Elementary School.
There's still other people on the ballot I can vote for who are moderate, I think, like me.
I think there's a chance to elect somebody who probably has the best chance against Donald Trump.
Former Vice President Joe Biden heading into Super Tuesday newly energized. Biden riding high after winning South Carolina's primary and gaining key endorsements from outgoing rivals Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar.
This is going to be a good night, and I think you'll see some victories for Joe Biden.
An indication the moderate wing of the party is consolidating around Biden, who also has gained one more key endorsement in Texas, former candidate Beto O'Rourke.
Most Americans don't want the promise of a revolution. They want results.
Frontrunner Bernie Sanders, who holds the most delegates so far, looking to fend off the onslaught and extend his gains today in key states like California and Texas.
It's obviously a very, very important day, and we look forward to doing well.
Elizabeth Warren casting her vote today in Massachusetts, hoping to squeak out enough delegates to stay in the race. The big wild card today, former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg, who is on the ballot for the first time in this race.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
Bloomberg spending upwards of $500 million in ads and placing all his bets on Super Tuesday. After today's voting, about 40% of delegates will be awarded. In Arlington, Virginia, Susan McGinnis, NBC News.
Mike Bloomberg will make a campaign stop here in Pittsburgh Thursday. The campaign has not said what time or where. The Aliquippa School Board president says she will not resign, even though she is facing charges for allegedly threatening to stab two students with a pair of scissors. Aileen Gilbert turned herself in yesterday. She's charged with terroristic threats, simple assault, and harassment. We told you about the incident last month. Police say Gilbert got into an argument with two students and threatened to stab the girls if they didn't tell her their names. Governor Tom Wolf is working to stop gun violence across Pennsylvania. He has proposed $6 million to help combat the problem in this year's budget. That money will be invested into community gun violence prevention grants. Those grants can be used for more police coverage or programs aimed at reducing the violence. A local road about to shut down until Christmas. The problem is a broken bridge, and the work will detour drivers who take East Elfinwild Road in Shaler. Channel 11's Jillian Hartman spoke to business owners worried they will take a hit.
Well, in a few short weeks, this bridge here will be closed for construction for several months. Now, this may impact nearby businesses, plus cause some inconvenience for drivers as it's located at a very busy intersection here in Shaler Township. Now, the Department of Public Works announced today the closure of the bridge at the intersection of Route 8 and Elfinwild Road. The department says there will be a lot of work being done over the next several months. They will be adding a new sidewalk and guide rail, plus a new retaining wall, concrete barriers, and drainage. Now, the owner of the Kitchen Fair, located right next to the bridge, is nervous the construction will affect business.
It's going to affect some of the customers coming in for parking, but the crews have been very helpful with us as to try to get people in and out as easy as possible. But, you know, we do need a bridge here, so hopefully, you know, things go nice and smooth for us.
The bridge will close in about 2 weeks on March 16th, and it's expected to be closed all year long until December. Now, during construction, there will be 3 detours drivers can take. You can find the information right now on our WPXI News app. Reporting in Shaler Township, I'm Jillian Hartman, Channel 11 News.
At least 19 people are dead after a tornado and strong storms whipped through Nashville and the middle of Tennessee. More than 150 people were hurt in Nashville. Dozens of homes and buildings have been damaged. NBC's Chris Miller takes us through one of the hardest hit areas.
Absolute damage and devastation here north of Nashville this morning. This is the Germantown area. It's a popular growing area, and this morning it is completely crushed. This is a brick building, completely damaged this morning. Anything that's not made of brick is in rubble. We've got wood and sheet metal strewn all across the roads this morning. In the distance here, you see the downtown skyline of Nashville, and you can see that this Germantown neighborhood is less than a mile north of downtown Nashville. You could walk anywhere in this neighborhood this morning. You'd see damage everywhere. People are out walking around just surveying the damage and trying to get a good idea of what happened here last night.
I encourage all of you to pray for the families across our state that are facing tragedy right now and that are dealing with heartache and hardship in ways that that only they know.
We have crews running through the streets this morning with snow plows to clean up all the debris so they can reopen the roads as soon as possible. There's down power lines. The power is out in this area right now and will be for the foreseeable future. The gas station directly across the street where people were filling up their tanks last night is now closed down. There's gas pumps lying all over in sheet metal, and this is the scene here in Nashville. I'm Chris Miller.
A truck hauling cows jackknifes on the turnpike. Channel 11 talking with rescuers who had to corral those animals. A driver speeds into a gas station and slams into the pumps. Police say this wasn't an accident. A closer look at the surveillance video. And a local school set to close, but parents say not so fast. Their fight to save the school.
Showers rolling through the area. A couple of thunderstorms going to pop this afternoon. I have the latest timing with Storm Tracker for your neighborhood.
You're watching WPXI Now, your source for original local shows. All the best things happening in Pittsburgh in one place. Watch 11 Things to Do, Thursday and Friday mornings at 9:15 on WPXI Now and on demand.
11 Morning News. There is a team that has been working all night to get you the news you need.
The news doesn't stop. We don't stop.
As a mom, I know your morning is busy. We're going to give you everything you need, from the breaking news desk to weather and traffic. When you walk out that door, you're prepared.
Channel 11 News at 5, covering more news happening in Allegheny County.
Pretty wild sight for drivers on the turnpike this morning. A trailer hauling about 100 small calves jackknifed near the Irwin interchange, and the cows were briefly left wandering about the area. Animal rescue crews contained them until the vet arrived.
There were some injuries, but very minimal considering the damage to the trailer.
The vet checked each one, and then crews loaded them onto another trailer and got them back on the road. Vincentian Academy in McCandless is shutting down, but parents aren't giving up without a fight. Channel 11's Mike Holden shows us what they're doing to try and save their school.
Parents and students are calling this a gut punch. They're admittedly in a state of shock, and they're now working to do everything in their power to keep Vincentian Academy, right here behind me, in operation. Vincentian Academy in McCandless is shutting down. The Sisters of Charity of Nazareth made the official announcement that after 88 years in operation, the school will close this year. The news sent immediate shockwaves to parents, alumni, and current students. School officials cite declining enrollment and lack of funding for the decision. Enrollment has dropped to less than 200 students between the 4 grade levels. Parents are now stepping up and creating a grassroots campaign to keep the school open. They're working to fundraise and asking the sisters to let incoming freshmen graduate from there despite the planned closure. Amy Nassif, president of the Vincentian Academy Parent Association, says they're not ready to throw in the towel just yet. She says another school run by the sisters in Louisville experienced the same troubles back in the 1990s. Parents ultimately created a grassroots campaign and managed to keep it open, and it became independent.
The damage is done. You've traumatized the children, but we're willing to get past that and just say, okay, maybe it wasn't handled the best way, but for the sake of the children, let's come together.
And coming up on Channel 11 News at 5 o'clock tonight, we're working to get an additional response from Vincentian Academy right here behind me. On top of that, too, reaching out to the sisters in Louisville, Kentucky. Look for all of that starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting in McCandless, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
A man is in jail after police say he intentionally caused a fiery scene at a gas station. Look at this surveillance video from Ohio. You see the SUV, look at that, crash right into a pump, hitting several cars. The man behind the wheel is accused of speeding up even before hitting the pump. A judge set a hefty bond of $3 million.
Well, he's got an extensive record where we have lots of victims, lots of potential victims.
Well, luckily, no one was hurt, and that gas station is still open. A troubling shortage. Local communities without proper emergency coverage. Too many calls, not enough ambulances to respond. In the last 10 years, more than 200 EMS agencies have shut down in the state. That includes one in Springdale, Avonmore, Arnold, East Deer. Many said they just had no choice while operating with a shoestring budget and skeleton crews. The Vandergrift, Oklahoma EMS told the Trib they're trying to pick up the slack. Last year, they received more than 3,000 calls. More than 400 were outside their coverage area. As a result, response times were around 22 minutes.
This field's not for everybody. It takes someone with a lot of empathy and compassion for another human being to be able to work this field day in and day out. There's not a lot of reward sometimes.
So what is the solution? Money. Education is costly, pay is low. Most agencies do not receive any money from the municipalities they serve. Instead, they rely on membership fees, insurance fees, and donations.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
We have a smattering of light showers in the area right now on live storm tracker Doppler 11 radar, especially east of Pittsburgh, up along the I-80 corridor, then one into Beaver County. Nothing heavy. No thunder, no lightning right now. I am watching this line of showers move in from the west. Now, what needs to happen is, as this line comes to the east, going to pick up a little more instability, could spark a couple thunderstorms this afternoon. If you were with us this morning on Channel 11 Morning News, I told you I'm not expecting thunderstorms for everyone. However, where you do get a thunderstorm, it could be a little stronger today. So right now it looks like low impact on severe thunderstorms today. My confidence on that is in the medium range. What I'm saying is that any thunderstorms that do develop won't have a huge impact across the area. A couple of areas will pick up some gusty winds. And most of that will happen between about 2 this afternoon and 6 this afternoon. One of the things I've been watching is for clearing skies. And we did have some clearing skies earlier, but watch how the clouds have filled in. One of the ingredients that help to fuel thunderstorms, a little sunshine, helps to destabilize the atmosphere a little bit, mix up the atmosphere. We don't have a lot of that, and that's going to put a little bit of a capper on getting those thunderstorms to develop. So here's Storm Tracker, one this afternoon, one trying to crop up into eastern Ohio. By 2 p.m., one up near Zealy and Opal, up toward the Prospect area. By the time we get to 4 o'clock, notice scattered showers, couple of embedded thunderstorms with this. And as we go through the 5 o'clock hour, most of it already east of Pittsburgh. By 6 o'clock, pretty much long gone. So the narrow window is only about a 3-4 hour window to pick up some thunderstorms this afternoon. But Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma says, hey, if we do get a thunderstorm this afternoon, there's at least the risk that 1 or 2 of them could become severe. That would mean wind gusts generally in excess of 58 miles per hour. Hail is also a component, but the dynamics aren't there in the atmosphere today for a lot of hail. So I think my biggest concern is 50-plus mile per hour wind gusts with any of the strong thunderstorms that do get cropping this afternoon. Speaking of cropping, Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper will be in about an hour. He's going to take you through the afternoon with any necessary weather cut-ins, plus track these thunderstorms right through the evening. When you're not in front of your TV, great day to have the WPXI Severe Weather Team 11 app. Not only do you get alerts to lightning in your area, so you can get indoors, you get warnings, watches straight from us, plus updated forecasts for your neighborhood from us. Not a computerized forecast. We plug it in ourselves. Free download at iTunes and Google Play. Just search WPXI. So 57 with scattered showers today, a couple afternoon thunderstorms, and just some evening showers overnight tonight. I think we'll see a couple showers tomorrow, mainly during the afternoon. 48 for the high temperature. So a little sun in the morning, a few showers during the afternoon. Decent day Thursday as we check out the rest of your 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. 48 on Thursday. Rain, snow mix on Friday, although right now looks fairly light. Then the weekend, not bad. We'll start with some clouds Saturday. A little chilly Saturday, but much better on Sunday. I will be updating Storm Tracker to pinpoint the updated timing on when you'll see thunderstorms in your area. I'll have that for you coming up next half hour.
You can send us your pics of the stormy weather moving through today. Make sure you're in a safe place, obviously, when you're taking those photos. And just go to Share With Us on WPXI.com or the News app. More development means more wastewater. Coming up, how a local township is using something smaller than a shoestring to clean more water.
Without her being here, I wouldn't be standing here.
A split-second decision and life-saving knowledge kept this man alive. What his guardian angel was given for her heroic actions.
News is happening in your neighborhood. Channel 11 News is there.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, and Butler. We cover news everywhere you live, not just downtown. We're in Aliquippa, Coraopolis, and Moon.
Bringing you stories that impact your town. That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
More local news from more neighborhoods. That's a fact. We're in Bethel Park, South Park, and Mount Lebanon. When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News.
in Westmoreland County.
Well, I'd like to thank Beth Ann with all my heart for being in the store that night. Without her being there, I wouldn't be standing here.
Wow, the right place at the right time. That nurse is being honored for life-saving work. She saved the life of former police chief at the Uniontown Mall. Beth Ann Smith was given a special award at last night's Uniontown area school board meeting. The school nurse was at Zales with her fiancé on Valentine's Day when she saw a man in the store in cardiac arrest. She says former Connellsville Police Chief James Balicki did not even have a pulse. She immediately started CPR.
I've never had to do CPR on anybody before other than a mannequin, so it was definitely scary, but it was so worth it in the end because he's still here. And that was God's plan for us both that night, and I'm just glad that it worked out.
Aww. Once EMTs arrived, they used a defibrillator to get his heart going steady again. There is a shortage of medical marijuana in Pennsylvania, but the state health secretary says it won't be a problem for long. Dr. Rachel Levine says 5 additional growers are waiting for approval. That's a 33% increase. Right now, there are 160,000 patients with medical marijuana cards, and that number skyrocketed in August when anxiety disorders were added to the list of medical marijuana conditions. 3 people held at gunpoint, one of them kicked in the head, and a suspect still on the run. The home invasion that has neighbors telling us they do not feel safe anymore.
Plus, I'm updating Storm Tracker to pinpoint which neighborhoods will have thunderstorms this afternoon.
You're streaming WPXI now. Channel 11 expands its streaming live newscasts. When other stations are national, Channel 11 News is local, right here at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. on WPXI Now.
Anything else like the breaking news desk in Pittsburgh? You're going to get breaking news as it's happening.
We have an anchor now dedicated to following the latest information as it comes in.
That is a resource no one else has. So if you see me on the breaking news desk, you know it's an important story.
Severe weather coverage where you live.
On Channel 11 News.
Well, showers moving through on Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar right now. Don't be surprised if you hear a clap of thunder later today. Meteorologist Scott Harbaugh tracking it all in Severe Weather Center 11. Hey, it could be snow.
Could be, especially because it's early March, so you gotta give and take a little bit. We'll get a little warmer air once again today, but giving away the sunshine again. 53 degrees currently in downtown Pittsburgh as we look live at Tower Canton. Cloudy skies, southwest wind currently at 7. Most of the area fairly dry. I say fairly dry because we do have some light showers. Now, there has been a lightning strike west of Youngstown, so for the first lightning bolt of the day with this storm system trying to come in this afternoon. Notice back to the west, clusters of showers trying to get themselves organized and trying to run into what is a little more in the way of some unstable air. So a little lightning just southeast of Cleveland, a little lightning now just south of Columbus near Chillicothe as well. So going through the day today, we'll start to pop a couple of these showers and a few embedded thunderstorms. Notice by 4 o'clock into Cranberry Township into Washington. I'm updating Storm Tracker right now to pinpoint where that heaviest rain is going to fall the rest of the day today. I'll have that for you coming up this half hour.
Police are looking for a man accused of holding 3 people at gunpoint and leading Pittsburgh police on a chase. It all started in Carrick and ended in a crash on Amanda Avenue in Knoxville. Channel 11's Ryan Houston spoke to neighbors who say they're starting to become numb from the crime so close to home.
Do you feel safe living in this area?
No, I've been wanting to move for the past 10 years.
Tim and Cindy Johnson live right around the corner from Winoco Street, where police say Ebony Clancy and Leandre Sims held 3 people at gunpoint for 2 hours on Friday. The criminal complaint states that Clancy and Sims both forced their way into the house. Sims is accused of asking which of the 3 victims he should shoot and even kicking one of the victims in the head.
Just the way it is up here with the crime increase and everything else.
The Jacksons say they're very concerned about drug activity in their area.
We walk at the park here, and down at the end of this, there's always a car there. Pretty sure he's selling drugs out of there.
One of the victims in the home invasion told police Leandre Sims kept saying, "I know he put it here," and she believes he was referring to drugs. Well, we checked the crime stats for Carrick. Over the last 10 years, the most common crime in the neighborhood is theft, making up 20% of crimes that happen here. Drug abuse violations make up 6% of the crimes. In this case, the victims say the suspects stole their phones and damaged the house. Clancy was caught after leading police on a chase and crashing on Amanda Avenue. For the Jacksons, although they've gotten used to the crime, that doesn't mean that they don't want something done.
We go to the Carrick Block Watch meetings, and Carrick's known as one of the biggest drug-dealing neighborhoods in the city.
The woman accused in this case is in custody. When police catch up to Leandre Sims, he faces a long list of charges. A man police say posed as a firefighter in Westmoreland County is heading to trial. Charles Biter is charged in 2 separate incidents, including a break-in at the community center at Cloverleaf Estates in Salem Township. But his attorney says it's all a misunderstanding.
He's not guilty of these charges. This is a misunderstanding. He was looking for a place to stay. So we're hopeful after more discussions that we can get something worked out.
In a separate case, Biter is also accused of breaking into a car and a garage in Mount Pleasant in January. Investigators say he claimed to be a firefighter on duty. The home daycare where 5 children died in a fire has finally been torn down. The NBC station in Erie shared this video. Neighbors said the home was a constant reminder of what happened there, and now there is a sense of peace. An extension cord is to blame for that fire last August. The children were sleeping when the blaze started. The children who died were all under the age of 8, and 4 of them were siblings. In the wake of that tragedy, the state is now required to do fire safety checks during daycare inspections. That includes making sure smoke detectors are on every floor and fire extinguishers are in every kitchen. Cleaning up dirty water can be a smelly job. Channel 11's Jennifer Tomazik walked through the wastewater treatment plant in Cranberry and found out how the township is making nice with its neighbors after it came up with a new way to clean the water.
What's today?
Mike Seddon pulls out a sample of water.
So that's the before.
If it looks dirty, that's because it is. As the manager of plant operations for Cranberry Sewer and Water, Mike's job is to make that water look like this. He took us on a tour of the improvements at the Brush Creek Treatment Plant, 7 years in the making.
You know that toy and that sock that your kid threw in the toilet? Anything smaller than 54 inches can make it to a treatment plant.
This new pump station sorts out all the big stuff that ends up here. During our tour, this affectionately called Lost and Found bin was full of oddities, like this huge plumbing tee that somehow got in a sewer. Eventually, it all ends up in a landfill. From Drone 11, you can see how the plant on Powell Road is surrounded by neighborhoods. The plant now captures and treats 83% of odors, something Mike says is unique to Cranberry.
It would be really smelly. Yeah, and especially on a damp, humid day, it'd be really bad.
And how is it now?
Better.
Here's the biggest change to the way the wastewater is treated. Membranes full of hollow fibers like this. Clean water goes through and the dirty water stays out.
The beauty of the membranes is you can treat a lot of water in a very small footprint.
From Drone 11, you can see the facility is landlocked between the Turnpike, neighborhoods, and the Brush Creek. And that's where the clean water ends up, 8 to 10 hours later. The station pumps out an average of 4 million gallons, but has the capacity to do much more.
We're stewards of the environment. We're stewards of community.
Sewer rates went up to pay for the $48 million plant expansion. The manager says rates likely will not drop. Apple accused of slowing down iPhones. Now they're paying up. How much customers could be getting back? You can't see it or smell it, but it can be extremely harmful to your health. The steps to get rid of a silent danger from your home.
You hear us say Channel 11 News 11 at 11 all the time.
But this is what it means.
It means you get 11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
It means we deliver breaking news, local news happening now, and details about what's happened since 6.
All before the first commercial.
11 at 11 means I'll track storms and bring you your first look at weather before the first commercial.
Channel 11 News 11 at 11.
11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
Watch tonight.
For severe weather, count on Channel 11 Morning News.
Have you ever heard of radon? Well, around these parts, probably. Maybe your realtor recommended you test for it before buying your home. That gas can be extremely dangerous, and the worst part is it's impossible to spot. Jessica Haberly takes a look at a silent danger and shares some tips on how to test for it and what to do if high levels are found in your home.
Some dangers don't hide. They announce themselves. Others never make a peep.
You don't smell it. You don't see it. But I thought it had to have some kind of effects.
Linda Miller of St. Clairsville found this silent danger after doing some investigating in her own home.
It started probably about a year or so ago, and I started having some issues with sinuses and headaches.
She and her husband started testing for everything they could think of, and they hit on radon.
I didn't know radon even existed until I got online and looked, and then it said, you need to check this.
Radon is a naturally occurring invisible radioactive gas that seeps into buildings from the surrounding soil. Well water may also be a source of radon in some cases. According to the EPA, radon in indoor air doesn't have any immediate health effects, but it's responsible for about 21,000 lung cancer deaths every year.
These homeowners on this particular case were very smart and very wise to think radon.
Mark Bonar of Radon Solutions of West Virginia found elevated levels of radon in the Miller's home, then installed a radon reduction system.
The best time to test, your highest levels are going to be in the middle of winter.
The time to test is now. You can hire a professional or buy an over-the-counter test at a hardware store. Testing is suggested every 2 years. And while it may be easy to put off, those dealing with radon say that's not worth the risk.
And I would encourage any homeowner to get this checked and see where your radon level is at.
If you find you do have a radon problem, the EPA recommends you use a certified mitigation contractor to fix it. And there are a number of options to help you fix the issues depending on your home. Do you remember the landslide that took out a house? That was above the West End Circle. How crews finally fixed that destructive slide.
Plus, I'm updating Storm Tracker to pinpoint which neighborhoods are most likely to have thunderstorms this afternoon.
WPXI Now. When a major story breaks, this is where you'll find 24-hour coverage. From the Channel 11 newsroom to our crews live in the field, we'll bring you the information you need right now. WPXI Now. Always on when you want the latest on break.
Near you, Channel 11 is there.
Aliquippa, Coraopolis, Moon. We cover news everywhere you live.
That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, Butler. For news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Watch Catherine Amenta and Gordon Lesh on Channel 11 Morning News.
New details on this landslide in Pittsburgh. Work will start later this week to fix this area on Greenleaf Street between Horner and Bradley Street. It's going to close for the next 4 months starting on Thursday, and traffic will be detoured to Shaler Street. Crews will build a retaining wall that will fix a landslide that took out a house and power lines back in 2018. Local Steals and Deals is back and bringing you information on products and how you can save money. Here's Lisa Robertson.
Hey Pittsburgh, thank you so much for letting me come by because I found us the best deals. Here's how you do it. Go to localsteals.com because these are not forever, but they are right now, and they're amazing, and I don't want you to miss them. And I'm going to talk fast because there's a lot going on. The Pressa bottle. This is such a great idea because this takes any beverage, by the way, hot or cold or water or carbonated, completely up to you. And you can put your favorite citrus or berry flavor into it with the citrus and berries. It's super easy, BPA-free, dishwasher safe. Great colors on that one. Everyone else pays $80 for this. We pay $56, saving 30%. Absolutely love that. Drink more water. Now, Everlast, right? I need to drink more water. I need to work out more. One of the ways to do that is to get motivated, and one of the best ways to get motivated is with an activity tracker or a heart rate monitor. This is both. It does steps, it does distance, it does calories, and wait for it, it works with Apple and Android. In fact, it even gives you caller ID and message previews on your fitness tracker. How great is that? Oh, sedentary alerts. How many times would you like someone to say, hey, get up and go somewhere? Now you know. Everybody else pays $49.99. Me, you, us, $24.99. You save 50%. Pick a color. I love that. Now, these are a fabulous idea. 4ID makes these amazing lights, and I know they look like fun, and your kids are going to want to wear them because they are so much fun, but they're really serious, too. They could really save your life. They're super bright LEDs. They can be steady or flashing. Now, if you're going to be on a bicycle, we have a great way to light up your helmet. We have a great way to light up your bike. If you're going to be walking your dog or your favorite pet, we have a great way to actually have the leash light up, the collar light up. Isn't that amazing? And you know you wear shoes. If you're going to be walking or jogging, or the kids are just playing outside at night, or you're going to be walking the baby in a stroller, it's the evening, whatever it happens to be, we have the power spurs, we have the light up laces, we have the power wraps, we have these great little clips that you're looking at right here. By the way, steady, flashing, completely up to you, super easy, all the great colors, love them. Now, everyone else is paying originally $29.99 to $77.99. Oh, because there's a jacket, there's 130 LED lights in it, and you can put it in the washing machine. You're only paying $14.99 to $38.99. You're saving 50%. Don't forget, localsteals.com. I don't want you to miss it, and I'll see you soon.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Live look at Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar. A couple light showers in the mountains, also northern and parts of Allegheny County, southern Butler County, then the I-80 corridor. First round of the heavier rain for the afternoon. Back just east of Akron right now. This is going to move to the northeast, so this is going to clip Mercer County and then head up towards Meadville in Erie. The line I've been watching this morning, Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper is on his way in to watch the potential development of thunderstorms for the afternoon hours. So stay with us at WPXI. All of our streaming apps will keep you posted if any severe weather breaks out this afternoon. As I told you earlier, I'm not expecting widespread severe weather, but one or two of these storms that try to pop this afternoon could produce some damaging winds in excess of 45 miles per hour. So of all the weather threats today, that's probably the greatest low to medium threat. The only reason why it's just low to medium is because not everyone's going to see it. We're not talking a wall of thunderstorms coming through or an expanded line. These are going to be little clusters of thunderstorms that pop up with the showers. You'll be able to see this on Storm Tracker. 1:30 this afternoon, trying to get one up near the Darlington area, and by the time we get to 3 p.m., you got one just southwest of Clarion. You got another one trying to pop up southwest of Newcastle. By 4 o'clock, notice how it tries to come together in a slightly better line, so you have some thunderstorms popping near, well, let's say Brady's Bend, southwest through Butler County into, oh, maybe Churchill area, and then up down towards McMurray, over into Elizabeth Township, and then past Morgantown. This is the main line. Watch what happens when this line comes through. Sweeps through quickly. By 5 p.m. it's east into the mountains. By 6 p.m. it's gone. We'll see a fairly quiet evening with just a couple of showers developing later this evening. So again, we're not talking a lot of activity this afternoon, but any of these stronger storms that can produce some gusty winds could cause a sporadic power outage in a spot or two. It's all on the low risk, but I wanted to put together the power outage index just to show you that one or two spots could pick up a storm strong enough to maybe douse the power for a short period of time. All afternoon long, all evening, have the Severe Weather Team 11 app, free download at iTunes and Google Play. Our forecast for your neighborhood, plus watches, warnings, and alerts to lightning for your location going through the day. 57 this afternoon. Scattered showers, just a couple thunderstorms. 1 or 2 of those storms could be strong. Tomorrow, a little cooler. I think we see a shower or 2 during the afternoon, but not an all-day event by any stretch of the imagination. Should see some sun in the morning. 48 for the high. Partly sunny, 48 on Thursday. Friday, some rain and snow showers coming in, but they're gone by Saturday morning. Decreasing clouds Saturday, 41. Sunshine on Sunday and 51 degrees.
A funeral for a fast food restaurant. It happened in State College. Penn State students saying goodbye to one of their favorite hangouts. How they gave the place a final farewell.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Gordon Lash.
And I'm Catherine Amenta.
At Channel 11 Morning News, we help you prepare for the day ahead.
Definitely the heavy rain gear today with temperatures.
Heavier delays for the inbound morning commute.
We expanded our breaking news team to better cover news happening right now and give you new information throughout the morning.
Let's get right to Jennifer Tomazik live at the breaking news desk.
A huge impact on the area. In fact, we just found out.
Don't miss anything happening in the morning. Watch Channel 11 Morning News. We're on from 4:30.
From where you live.
Watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Apple will pay more than $300 million to settle a lawsuit over slow iPhones. The lawsuit accuses Apple of quietly slowing down older iPhones as it launched new ones to prompt owners to buy those replacement phones or batteries. Apple will pay customers $25 per phone, which may be adjusted up or down depending on how many iPhones are eligible. Bed Bath & Beyond is cutting about 500 jobs, or 10% of its workforce. The retailer says it's part of a larger restructuring plan. Bed Bath & Beyond said it expects to reduce expenses by roughly $85 million a year as a result of the plan. Penn State students are in mourning. The sadness is really a matter of taste, you might say. Take a look at this video. Students held a vigil Sunday because the last Taco Bell on campus shut down. Students lamented the loss of their chicken chalupas and crunchy tacos.
For many of us, this establishment was our home away from home and added spice to our life. This was the place to be after a late night out.
That's the organizer of the vigil in the taco suit. He says it started as a joke but quickly gained popularity, and so, well, he just embraced it. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast comes tonight at 5 o'clock. Until then, have a great day.
Breaking News Desk is really an invaluable tool.
You're going to get breaking news as it's happening. You can be assured that everything I tell you is something that's important that's going to impact your day.
We have an anchor now dedicated to following the latest information as it comes in.
I know the neighborhoods. I know